And hello, welcome back to Japan Game Junk. This is the first that I would consider a sequel. So in the episode 14, I described going to a Papi store, which is a traditional game shop in Japan, which used to be very, very prevalent. And even when I first moved to Japan after university, I did indeed enjoy many of these kind of stores, which have kind of fallen away in years, but this one is still around. In fact, the sequel is due to the fact that it's the second store of this type. On episode 14, I went to the Papi store. This is the second and the only other branch of Papi. It's just in Japanese Papi. I don't know if that's P-A-P-I, but there we go. So, the first one I thought was in Soka City. It might be, but this other one is definitely in Soka City. It says it's the Soka store. So the other one might be very near Soka, but not in it. But anyway, I think it was near Koshigaya City, the last Papi. This one, though, was very near a very major station in Soka City. So, if you're going to both Papis, which you should, one of them is near a station. And that's this one. So, this store, very, very interesting to visit, has that great old game flavor. You can really feel a lot of the game's history there. But unfortunately, compared to the other store, very, very little in the way of more minor systems, if that makes sense. Lots of Sony system stuff, lots of Nintendo system stuff. But they had nothing PC Engine, they had nothing 3DO, they had nothing... what else? Neo Geo, That was a bit disappointing. But there were a few things they did have that were of interest, and so the first was that many faded games in the window. They put a bunch of stuff in the showcase that's by the window, which gets lots of sun, and I guess they just don't care that people never seem to buy them because all the labels are fading and all the boxes are fading because they're just getting drenched in UV light all the time. So they're there, you can take a look at them, but no one will really want to ever buy them because the damage they have undertaken makes them more junk than for the price which they're wanted. Now, most of the games that are used games are in sections in either 300 yen, 980 yen, or 1980 yen that are, it's available for your perusing. Various games for various systems, so, PSP and PS1, PS2, or, Famicom, Super Famicom, Wii U. Many games are arranged by price as opposed to system, and they're all in a random order. It's kind of annoying when, you have a few different Nintendo 64 cartridges just mixed up with some PSP stuff, and even then, they're not even in alphabetical order or any kind of order by genre or anything. It's just gotta look through and see if you can randomly find something you like, I guess. One thing that I was surprised that they were selling off new Amiibo still in box, including the somewhat popular Splatoon series, Splatoon 3, for much cheaper than the usual price, only 980 yen new. That's kind of surprising to me. I thought that those things tended to go up in price, and I haven't seen them cheaper than the new price anywhere else, but here they're getting sold off cheaply. And the most interesting thing I saw, which I did not buy, was a printer for the PlayStation 2. Yeah. So apparently, it was some software and a printer, like an inkjet printer, and that plugs into the PlayStation 2. I believe the PlayStation 2 had USB ports. I don't know, but it plugs in somehow. And yeah, you can also plug in data from not data from Star Trek: Next Generation. You can plug in the data from pictures, like a digital camera data, and you can print digital pictures that you've taken on your PlayStation 2 through this printer that you connect to the PlayStation 2. No computer. Huh, But the last item that was there that I thought was interesting that I did in fact purchase was what did I get? Oh yeah, I got the Tamagotchi, also you might call it Tamagotchi, Game Boy Pocket box, which has the pink version of Tamagotchi for Game Boy, and it has this very pretty, nice box, which has that, as well as some literature, as well as a Game Boy Pocket Pink. Now, I don't have a Game Boy Pocket Pink, and this did not include a Game Boy Pocket Pink. And that's why it was so cheap at 1,980 yen. When actually this full set, even with a Game Boy that would not even work, goes for well over 10,000 usually online, and sometimes much more than that. And so what I thought I'd do is I'd get this, and then I often find kind of not great looking Game Boy Pockets for 3,000 yen or less. And I figured I've been wanting to get one lately anyway. And I'll make sure the one that I get is pink. And if I put it in the box, then that's a complete box set. And then I have my full Tamagotchi set. And also I got my Game Boy Pocket. It'll probably end up having kind of a burned out screen, but that's okay. It's my little goal that I have now. Anyway, though, that's the second store for Papi. This one near a station in Soka. Anyway, if you look up Papi, in Japanese, katakana syllabary, Papi, game shop, Soka City, you'll find both of them. And it's worth going to both. The older store, the first store, is run by this guy who looks to be in his 80s. This store was owned by or run by a guy looking to be in his 50s, like a younger version of the other guy. It is a father and son business. And they work hard, and I was glad to be a customer at both to, give them my business. And you should too. You can have 2 Papis in Soka. 2 Papis. That sounds like a good time there. Bonus info. Near this Papi where I went on this date, which was April 22nd, 2024, that's the one that's near the station. It's also near a really weird independent game center, near an arcade, with lots of those competitive music games on the second floor and weird crane games on the first floor. And so if you're going there, you might as well go into the Papi, just go there as well, and just see what they have there. That's enough of that. And at long last, this episode of the Japan Game Junk podcast is over. Thank you so much for your patronage. You are a wonderful person, and I love you and appreciate you so much for the time which you have given to my voice. Again, thank you.